Hey, it's Paul, the founder of Bay Area Railings. I'd like to show you guys a new system that we've developed. This here is a horizontal rod railing system. It consists of these rectangle 2x3 6061 aluminum posts, these 3/4 square aluminum pickets. These pickets will drop down into these slots here, like so. The slots and the pickets will then be covered up with this cover plate here. This particular install is utilizing a 1x6 cedar top rail. And I'd like to go over some of the tools required to do this install. You're going to need some type of an impact gun to install these lag bolts. These particular ones are 1/2x8 stainless steel. A smaller impact gun like this to install these top rail screws here, and also these small fill-up screws which hold the cover plate on there. Some more useful tools would be a level, some type of a clamp to aid in assisting holding some of the parts, a drill with an auger bit to do the pre-drilling of this particular bolt, a tape measure to do your layout, something to mark with, some masking tape, and a string line. So we're going to go over the entire installation process here, as well as showcase some of the defining features of this system. So I'd like to take a second to show you guys something unique that we've developed. This is a set of sheet metal templates that can aid in the installation process. This is not for everybody. However, if you'd like to take the time to provide us with detailed deck dimensions, we can definitely design something like this for you on the computer and ship it with your parts order. These templates will locate the underside of the deck or the top of your deck, just depending on the configuration. They will provide you with accurate post centers and pick up on any corners or any other unique details that are important to the dimensioning aspect of your railing system. Something like this will ensure that all your parts fit together as intended. So after you've done your layout, either the traditional way with tape measures and markings, or you've used the templates, you're going to want to spot the holes with an 1/8 inch pre-drill just to kind of get things going. And for this particular install, we are utilizing a 1/2 inch lag bolt, and the appropriate size pre-drill is typically a 3/8. This is an auger bit about the same length as the bolt itself. And we're just going to run this right through the 1/8 inch pre-drill. And you'll just go ahead and do that at every single one of your hole locations. At this stage, your end post should be bolted to the side of the deck, level and at the correct height. You can then utilize one of these tools that we've engineered to help you position the string line accurately on the post. This tool will locate the string line right below the top mounting plate and right up against the edge of the post. You will then proceed to installing the middle post, referencing this string line. These posts have 1-inch slots to allow vertical adjustability. You will position the post so that the top mounting plate is right below the string line there, and you will use plastic shims or washers to articulate the post front and back until this face just touches the string line there. As you can see, we've made our way pretty much all the way through this railing installation process, but I want to take a second now to explain the differences that you guys might be experiencing as a DIY. This deck began life 3D scanned and computer engineered in our software. We then began our installation process utilizing our templates, which allowed us to manufacture these top bars in-house and also cut these pickets to length off-site. More than likely, you guys will not be able to do that since you'll be ordering just a generic parts package and putting it together on site. You will be receiving these pickets in 5-foot lengths. And more than likely, you will be sourcing your top rail from a local lumber yard also in random lengths. So once you have the posts at the end leveled and you've done the string line, I recommend not using a level to set the angle this way. I recommend paralleling the distance between the two posts. So let's say here, this is 45 inches, and let's say here, this is also 45 inches, and going ahead and doing that all the way down the line. Then once you've cut your top bar to the correct length, take a clamp or somebody to help you hold the top bar in place, take a 3/16 pre-drill, drill up, obviously not all the way through the wood, and then install the number 14 wood screw in the top rail as shown here. Coming back to the pickets, these are aluminum tubing. This will be easily cut in any miter or chop saw, much like you'd be using for the wood already. What you're going to want to do is measure from, if you're encountering an end post, measure from the inside of this tubing wall to the center of the post, making a mark on the picket and cutting it there. Don't worry about any chipped powder coat, any crooked cuts, or any small imperfections. Those will all be hidden by the cover plate installed there. If you have a middle post, you will measure much the same way as an end post, except this picket will obviously go from the center to the center of the post and not from the center to the outside edge of an end post. So that should pretty much allow you guys to complete this process pretty easily with nothing more than a miter saw and some hand tools. And I'll get back along with our process here. Okay, so I want to go over the process of actually installing these pickets. So in this instance, we're interacting here with an end post. So I will stick this picket in until it bottoms out on that post wall. Then I will come over here. There is a bit of resistance. Sometimes you can get it by hand or just come over with the soft rubber mallet and just tap them into place until they are flush with the post surface. Now usually these have some amount of interference fit and require a little bit of tapping, but care should be taken to make sure that these pickets stay inside of the post until the cover plate is installed. So now I'm going to show you guys just how easy these pickets are to cut, being that they're aluminum. You will begin by pushing this picket all the way into the end post. If it was a middle post, you would position it until it bottomed out on the previous picket. Push this in, record how much the overlap is, come over here. This is a portable bandsaw. Cut off the interference. Grab your rubber mallet. And just like that, you're finished. I'm going to take a second to show you guys the installation process on this cover plate and also just how forgiving this railing system truly is. So as you can see, there are some gaps and some discrepancies from cutting these pickets. There's also some chips and some missing powder coat from the saw blade, but none of that is to concern, as when this cover plate is installed, you'll no longer be able to see that. This cover plate is held on by 4 screws. Get them all started before tightening them completely. A Phillips number 2 bit is what you're going to want to use. And you're done.